Welcome to Python 101. Today we are going to go deeper into the use of lambda. Let's run this first. Okay, so this is the data frame we are going to use. All right, suppose you want to categorize the competency into two groups. Let me remove this. Okay, here's the view. Okay, you see the competency? It ranged from 3 all the way to 5. Now suppose we want to categorize this competency into two groups. One is low and one is high. So if competency is greater than 3, is high. If competency is lower than 3 or equal to 3, then it is low. We can do this by the use of lambda. Okay. Let me just run this first and then we can go into the explanation. Okay, you see. Competency that is 3 is considered low. 4 is considered high. Okay, how do we do that? First of all, we set up this formula first. This formula, intuitively, you can understand. High if x is greater than 3. Everything else is low. So what is x? X will take on the value of competency for every row. So x will take on the value of 3. Then he will use this formula to apply to 3. Then the output will be low. And then he will output and save it onto the new column here called competency cat. Then after that, it will go to the second row and evaluate this based on this formula. Is it more than 3? Yes, it's more than 3. Then its output will be high here. And he will save it in this new column called competency underscore cat over here. The next one, 5 will be high. He will save it here. 3.1 is high because it's more than 3. Then he will save it here as high. 3 is low, so he will save low in this new column here. Right? Now, x, what is x? X is actually, in layman terms, you call it a box. A box that will contain all these values one by one. First of all, it will contain 3, and then 3 will output as low, and low will be saved under this column here. Then the container x, this box x, will contain 4, and then 4 will be evaluated under this formula. The output will be high and will be saved under this column, and so on and so on. Suppose we want to change F and M to the actual word female and male. How do we do that? We do the same thing. Let's do that. Okay, now the gender is actually changed to female and male instead of F and M. Okay, so female, the output will be female if X is double equal to F. Else is male. So if it's not F, will be M. M will be under else. Everything else will be male. So in this case, lambda will evaluate this column called gender. Initially, his gender here is F and M. Then he will apply this formula. X is like a box. It will go into gender, and F will go into the box, and this formula will apply. So X here will contain F. So female if F, else male. So it becomes female here. Okay, so the second row, the box X will contain male. Then it will evaluate this male using this formula. Female if X is equal to F, but it's not, so else male. So output will be male, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. Let's go to the next example. Run this. Okay, now, if the company decides to reward $2,000 to those whose competency is greater than 3, otherwise, they will be rewarded with only 1,000. How do we do that? The same thing. Now we are concerned with competency. Okay, so X is a box. It will go to the first row and evaluate these 3. 3 will go into the box. And in the box, it will look at this formula. Okay. My mistake. It should be competency category here. So X will look at competency category. If it's low, then it's 1,000. If it's high, then it's 2,000. So 2,000 if X is high. So in the first row, X is low. Low is been dumped into the X box. So in this box, low will be evaluated in the light of this formula. Is it high? No, it's low. So it'll be 1,000. So 1,000 will be saved in this new column called bonus. Okay, and the second row is evaluated. Is it high? Yes. If it's high, then it's 2,000. 2,000 will be saved in the bonus column, and so forth, and so forth. Now let's run the next example here. Now, what if the company decides to give 5% increment on the salaries? Now there is no condition. Everybody gets a 5% increment. Okay, so lambda X is a box that will evaluate salary. It goes into salary, and he will take the first figure here, 6,000. He will evaluate this 6,000 based on this formula. Is there any condition? No, there is no condition. So you just multiply X. 6,000 is in the X. So X will multiply with 0.05. And the output will be saved under salary underscore increment over here. And you go to the second row right now, 7,000 times 0.05. And you will output as 3,005 saved under here, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. Let's go to the next one. Okay, suppose The company wants to promote those whose competency is greater than 3 to a senior management. So there's a condition. So how do we do that? Same thing. Lambda X, the box X will evaluate competency over here. So in the first row, 3 will go into the box. And in this box, they will evaluate. Is it greater than 3? No. So do not promote. Because it says here, promote if X is greater than 3, else do not promote. So 3 will not be promoted. And this output here will be saved under senior management over here. Do not promote. Let's see the next one, 4. Is 4 greater than 3? Yes, promote. Because it says here in the formula, promote if X is greater than 3. So the output will be promote, will be saved under senior management here, and so on and so forth. This is the end of our video. Hope you get a better understanding of lambda right now. We will see you again in the next video.